Good day, guys. Austin here, and in this one today, it's the first EMU-NATION of 2017, which is no mean feat because I've got a banging headache and the biggest hangover you will ever imagine. Anyway, enough of my troubles and woes. Let's get stuck straight into what's been going on over the Christmas period then. Okay, first off, we're going to end up with some, I don't know, emulation news as per normal. We haven't got that much of it this week because, let's face it, people have been taking a bit of time off, friends, family, all that stuff. But what is here is one of the biggest breakthroughs Wii U emulation have seen in a long time. Not that we don't get that every week anyway. Elsewhere, we've got one of the biggest games that was ever made, just about to get one of the biggest updates, which has been highly anticipated. We've got stuff to do with other emulation, upcoming videos, my channel, God knows. I'm just going to end up waffling on forever again. So anyway, I've got a banging headache. Let's just get stuck straight in. So as always, first up, we're going to get stuck straight into the emulation news. And also, as always, we're going to get stuck into Cemu, the Wii U emulator. Now, this little gem has been under, I don't know, development for a very short period of time. But as we all know, this little gem has been getting AAA titles and some of the best games available on the market today, to the stage where they are fully playable on our PCs. Absolutely mind-boggling. In fact, some of them you wouldn't even be able to tell the difference between that and the actual Wii U original, let's say. Now, one of the biggest Achilles heel of this emulator is when you run a game for the first time you play it on most of the games. Of course, it's all game and system specific, but for the majority of the games, the first time you play them, you will have what they call texture caching issues. Now, what this means is that you've got little stutters and little jumping around, and it's not a good experience for the first few minutes to the first couple of levels. Depends on the game again, but for the first time you load it up and play a game, you're going to have a lot of stutters, and there's nothing you can do about that. That's all down to the texture caching issues which is holding this back. Now, once you have been playing it for a while, once you've completed a couple of levels, once you've been playing around and you've got about half an hour into a game, then things do settle down pretty damn quickly and you forget all about it. However, some games are hampered more than others and they still continue to have this caching issue, and it just takes off the, I don't know, the shine off what this could be an absolutely amazing emulator. Now, the developers are focused on this and they've took heed. Now, I mentioned this some time ago, and I'm not saying this is all down to me, not by any means, but it's an awesome idea. Now, what they're thinking about doing is pooling all these texture caches together so that once somebody has played it, they can upload it and somebody else who's not played it yet can download it, and there will then become a master pool of all these texture caches to be able to download it, so the next time you play it, or the first time you play it, should I say, you will not experience any of these issues that I've been talking about, and all these things can be forgotten. Now, this is awesome, and of course, theoretically, this can be done right now, but the way that the emulator at present handles all these texture caches, stores them in folders, it's not very user-friendly, and it can, I don't know, it's a big pain in the ass at the moment. But they're streamlining this, they're coming up with bright ideas. I've got no idea what the final outcome would be, but just the fact that they're taking this on board and actually thinking of an idea, absolutely awesome. Now, from the top of my head, there is a few caveats and problems that we could foresee in the future about this. First off, file size. When you think about this being a modern game, the size of the texture caches that will be involved in these kind of games, they do add up pretty quickly. When I test an emulator, especially the Cemu ones, I launch it from its first incarnation. I do it as raw, no texture caching, so I can see exactly how it is performing from its first actual run. Now, I do also have a master build where I store all my texture caches and I keep them all there so I can then enjoy it, and I don't have to go through the same rigmarole every time I want to play them for my enjoyment rather than testing. Now these folders and these builds can actually get pretty damn big, and sharing all this stuff, it's going to have to think wisely about all the size of these files, where they're going to be kept, how it can make it user friendly. But again, this is all something down the road. I've got no idea. I'm not paid to think about all this kind of stuff. This is up to the guys over there. Hats off for even contemplating this idea. Top notch. Secondly, the other issue that I can see arising from this, and they've actually addressed this themselves, is the copyright problem. Now, of course, all these textures are actually assets taken from the game. Of course, some of them are completely unrecognizable, but you never know what could be involved in some of these texture caching downloads or uploads, wherever they will be. All these files containing various different bits of art, of course, probably unrecognizable, but various different bits of art taken from these games. These could then be interpreted as, I don't know, copyrighted material? The legalities on this are so grey, it's unbelievable. And of course, this is something for you guys to discuss in the description down below. I'm just bringing this to your attention. But of course, again, I'm not going to go into the legalities of it all. All different countries have got all different kinds of laws, blah de blah. We've heard it all before, but that is what is happening, and those are the effects that I can see hampering this, improving this. But that's the news for the Cemu. I could talk about this one all day, couldn't I? Anyway, next up then, we're going to go straight into the gaming news, because a game which I hold so close to my heart has announced a big inclusion. Now, Black Mesa, of course, this is the latest reincarnation of the Halfe-Life franchise, remaking Half-Life 1 into, I suppose, modern assets. So it looks absolutely exceptional. Of course, this even now is getting pretty dated, but it's been a labour of love for people, improving it, building on it, and really making this into a game which I absolutely love, to be honest. I'm not going to lie to you, I love this game. Anyway, what they released over the Christmas period was an announcement that they could be finalising this game. Now, one of the biggest bits of the game, closer to the end, was missing, and this was the XEN part of the Half-Life storyline. So, of course, I'm not going to do it because there's probably spoilers. Some people haven't actually played this game yet, but let's say it's the alien side of this game. Now, of course, all the assets and everything, all the maps have been made up to that point, but it's been a part of the game which has been awaited for so long, and I mean years rather than months, for this to come to fruition. And finally, the developers have been working on it. They've shared some screenshots, as you can see here. It looks absolutely mind-boggling. And what they're doing is completely remaking the XEN side of it. Not just in terms of the high textures and the assets and making this more current, they're actually rebuilding the XEN environment, making this even bigger than the original. So I'm gobsmacked. I cannot wait to get amongst this. I must admit, the XEN side of it all in the original Half-Life, I didn't like it. Of course, it was paramount to the storyline, but in terms of the actual me playing through that stage of the game, I wasn't a fan. It was like in the original Max Payne, when you had to go through that bit where you had the Valkyrie and you were going through the little bloodlines and stuff. It was chaos and mayhem. But, of course, if they can improve this, if they can get that one stage closer to finally completing the evolution of this game, then that is good for everybody. So thank you very much to the Black Mesa community, the developers over there. I cannot wait to get my hands on this. Okay, so talking more about the channel then now. What we've got coming up, of course, it's the end of the year, and I've got my big videos which are about to be unleashed onto everybody. First one up is the best EMUs of 2016. So we've just had a year, so what I want to do is look back and see which ones have really improved in 2016 and which ones do I think are the key players in the scene right now. Of course, this is all individually specific because it depends what systems you guys play, but of course it's interesting gossip for all of us. So, well, look forward to that one. I can't wait because it's probably my favourite time of the year for all this kind of stuff. And because of that, also we're going to be looking into 2017, which we're now into. Cannot believe it. And 2017 will be the birth of some huge emulators, I reckon. not so much in new ones, but in the way of evolution of ones that are currently here. Nintendo 64 has been striving forward. I mean, people have let that lull, if anything, in some of the versions of the emulators, which I will not talk about. They've actually been going backwards instead of forwards. So having, I don't know, some kind of work going on to these forgotten and sometimes abandoned systems, I cannot wait. Then we've got the Sega Saturn stuff, which blew out of nowhere. Oh, too much. I'll save this for the video anyway. Okay then, so that's to look forward to. Elsewhere, we've got my Nintendo NES, the ultimate NES console. Now, I've been working on this. I didn't let it lie. I have been working on it. I've been trying my best to anyway over the Christmas period with my hangovers and all that kind of stuff. And I have got version 2 to unleash upon you very soon. I just need to clear it up a little bit and get the damn wheel sorted. The wheel is the biggest hindrance in this one. Anyway, again, we'll keep that to the video, but look forward to that one hitting you guys pretty damn soon. For those of you who want to test out version 1, I did make the link available both on my Facebook page and it's in the original video. Link in the description down below to find all the information out for that one. Okay then, last but not least, my YouTube competition. This one has picked up more than I ever imagined, to be honest. I've had quite a few contributions on this. Now there's more information on the actual video itself, but it's a chance for you guys to win 100 of the finest UK pounds worth of Steam games of your choice. That's what you win. I don't even know what I was thinking about. That is what you win. So yeah, look forward to that one. Link in the description down below. Get involved. You've still got about 3 weeks to enter that one. I did give you quite a lot of time, and yeah, hats off to everybody that's already entered. Okay then guys, that is about it. I have waffled more than anything. I've got a banging headache from the Christmas period. I've got a hangover like you wouldn't believe, but I've got quite a lot of content that I kind of need to knock out pretty damn soon because I'm going to catch up. I'm always playing catch up on this. Anyway guys, it's been a pleasure as always. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. Please like, please subscribe. Please do all the things that people do in the world of Zen. But most of all, Happy New Year. Laters.